this is an example of one of our cameras right here. And I'll hold it up to my eyes and start with to say, if you can kind of see, there's a left camera and a right camera, and it's actually, we designed it is exactly the width of our human eyes. And so our thinking is, for some reason we evolved to have human eyes that were, this far apart. So might as well just pick that for these stereo cameras. So from a sensor perspective, the first big thing is the left camera and the right camera. That data is fused together, and it makes it so that you can create a 3D map of the world in front of you. So it makes it so that you can understand, okay, this laptop screen is, 15 inches away from me. And then from a sensor perspective, we also have there's another camera here at the center, maybe a little hard to see, and that's a really high resolution camera. So this would be something that would be, as high resolution as the latest and greatest iPhone. So it'd be, our latest models, it's like 48 megapixels. So it's a really high resolution. And we're pushing the boundaries there too. Our newest hardware can support up to 108 megapixels. And so what's pretty incredible about the journey there on pixels is they say that the human eye has about, 600 megapixels. And so it won't be too long before we'll basically be able to have cameras that, have higher resolution than our human eyes, which is pretty incredible to think about. And then to continue on purpose.
We probably do have cameras that are higher resolution than the human eye, I would think, but it's not in a small form factor. Is it true, or?
That's right. Yeah, it's not. So we support kind of sensors that we can, manufacture at scale that, at an economic price. And so there are cameras, like you mentioned, that do go that high. And it's really for, probably another 4 years in our journey, we'd be able to offer that, I would say, with our platform based on the, the cost curve and the way things are progressing.
So exciting.
Yeah, it's really incredibly exciting for sure. And then some other sensors on these products is, so there's some infrared here. And the infrared, what it does is that two things. One is it's infrared illumination, and that's basically night vision. So it makes it so that if you're at night, you can still operate with it. And then there's this thing called an infrared laser dot projector, and that's for something that's called active stereo. And what that does is it basically, you can imagine it spray paints a bunch of dots on a surface. And sometimes if you're like looking at a white wall, you get kind of woozy because you can't tell how far it is. You kind of get, your mind gets kind of warped out. So this does, the infrared laser dot projector makes it so that you get texture on that surface and you can actually see how far it is. And then on the inside of the device, we have additional sensors. So we have like IMUs, so that's an inertial moment unit. And what that does is it, measures, basically can measure like the pitch, yaw, and roll, and measure how things are moving. So that's the thing, like on your iPhone, where it knows that when you turn it sideways, it knows to like turn your screen sideways. And then we have some other new sensors as well that we're excited about. So we have our first thermal sensor, and then we have also our first LiDAR-based sensor, and that's basically where a bunch of light is shot off, and then it bounces back, and then based on how much time it takes for that to happen, it can create a nice 3D, high precision model of things. So yeah, we're a full sensor stack. Last one I forgot to mention is microphones. So these are an incredible amount of sensors that are all fusing the data together on the edge, which is really exciting.